this room. Very good. When I saw the dancers, I wanted to come out here and bust a move, but I didn't want to embarrass them. It's a pleasure to be here with you, and being in the room with people who have goals and dreams. How many of you have some big dreams you want to achieve? Very good. I want to take some time as we begin to reflect on that. Because many people don't have dreams. Many people have given up. I was reading a statistic the other day that more people died last year in this country from suicide than from traffic accidents. This country where people try and outswim sharks to get here. This country where people try and outrun jeeps to seek a better life, to bring their family here. Suicide rate is soaring. And in the category of people who should be grateful for living in the greatest country on the planet and having the opportunity to pursue their dreams. And so, while we, in the midst of enjoying ourselves, let's reflect on dreaming. I just finished speaking in Australia. I spoke to 25,000 people in Poland. I was in Johannesburg, South Africa, Switzerland, and all of these places where I spoke. One of the things that it did for me is help me to have a greater sense of gratitude for what we have and that we take for granted. We're very blessed in this country. And your being here, you represent people who have decided, I want more. People who have made a decision that there's more out here, and I'm willing to do the things necessary to develop myself, to reinvent myself, so that I can begin to create the greatest version of myself. Give yourselves a round of applause for sharing that. So, I want you to think about your dream. What brought you here? And I want you to think about your dreams in 3 areas. Number 1, a personal dream. What's a personal goal that you'd like to achieve? My first personal goal was to be able to take care of my mother. I'm one of 7 children that she adopted, and I wanted to provide for her. She worked for wealthy families on Miami Beach. She cooked for these families, and we ate the food left over from the families that she cooked for. She kept her children, and we wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children that she kept. And I remember walking around these big, beautiful mansions saying, Mama, what is it, Leslie? When I become a man, I'm gonna buy you a big, beautiful home just like this. How many of you have someone special you'd like to do something for? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I want you to think about them because I'm gonna share with you how you can make that happen. And I want you to think about your financial freedom goal. What is it that once you earn that amount of money that will allow you to be debt-free, that will allow you to have more time for yourself and for your family, that will allow you to travel and to experience more? Money gives you more choices, and all of us have life. But what is different is lifestyle. And money determines that. Determine what that is for you. What is that number? And once you achieve it, that you be relieved. It will alleviate a lot of stress in your life. And you'll be able to do things with people that you care about. People say money won't make you happy, but everybody wants to find out for themselves. A friend of mine that Rita Davenport said money ain't important, but it's right up there with oxygen. Let me tell you something, fellas. Even if you're as old as I am, if you got some money, women will find something cute on you. Oh, baby. My boyfriend got eyelashes like Tom Cruise. I used to be so broke, I'd walk past a bank and trip the alarm. friends would call the house and I would answer the phone and say, my children would answer the phone and say, my daddy say he ain't home. But I want you to think about your financial freedom now. And then I want you to think about your social contribution. Horace Mann said we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. I do a lot of work in the area of breast cancer. My mother was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. And because of God's grace and mercy, I'm a 20-year prostate cancer conqueror. Thank you. And so, part of what I also do is train people how to use their voice, how to tell their story, to be a voice of hope, because when there's hope in the future, that gives you power in the present. And when you think about your goals and dreams in the social context, what cause do you want to support? Something that will be your legacy, something that is a statement about what you believe in. And then, as we envision those three categories, let us say together, it's possible.
It's possible.
Very good. This is called The Rise of the Robots. It's a brand new book. And your being here fortifies your level of awareness. You're going to really need, more than anything else, I want you to write this down, mind power. Yeah, mind power. Because the people that you come in contact with on a regular basis and present to them an opportunity to take control of their financial future, they're going to say no. And after hearing X number of no's, it wears you down. Over 80% of the people that you bring into the business, they're going to tell you, I can't do this. Because they don't have the mental resiliency. They don't have the tools that will allow them to be able to handle the rejection. They're not accustomed to it. How many have already seen that? Raise your hands, please. We've got some products here we want to make sure that you get them because it is designed to reduce the dropout rate, to increase your retention. How many like to increase your retention rate? Raise your hands, please. And so these products, one is called 4 stages of greatness: self-awareness, self-approval, self-commitment, and self-fulfillment. And the other one is called choosing your future. It's possible, it's necessary, it's you, it's hard, it's worth it, it's done. As you listen on a regular basis, I'm going to tell you, based upon what I know, it's going to change your life. I would not be the person that I am now were it not for this business. I started out many years ago. They had programs like Holiday Magic, Dare to Be Great, Best Line Products. I'm 70 years old, so I was there. I saw it when it first got started. And I can tell you, the people that succeed, the people who stay in, the people who face the rejections, the people who do the presentations, the people who work to develop their leadership skills, the people who hold the vision, the people who are selective of who they surround themselves with, they have staying power. I learned how to communicate. I learned how to address people. It allowed me, based upon things I learned and the leadership that you have, the people that you're going to encounter, it's going to change you. It's going to expand your world. I had absolutely no idea that I could do what I'm doing right now. I travel around the world speaking to me. How many like to help people? Raise your hands, please. Very good. This is in your future. I had no idea. I was born in an abandoned building on a floor in Miami, Florida, called Liberty City, with my twin brother. We were 6 weeks of age. We were adopted by a lady named Mrs. Mamie Brown. And this lady changed our lives. And as a result of her, she adopted my brother and I, the twin, and then she adopted 5 other children. And I said, Mama, what is it, Leslie? I'm going to take care of you. I feel like Abraham Lincoln, who said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. I thought that God took me out of my biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. And so this woman who had a 3rd grade education, she never had any children herself, but she wanted to make a difference in the lives of children. How many of you want to make a difference? Raise your hands, please. This company And the visionary leadership that you have is designed to give you the opportunity to do that. And in order to make a difference, you need to have a vehicle that allows you to have a shot at creating wealth, allows you to have the opportunity to expand your horizon in the vision of how you participate in life. This is what the leadership of this company is all about. Give yourselves and the company a round of applause if you can. Yes. And so, one of the things, as I mentioned, your mind power is very important. And as you work with yourself, as you listen to these products, 4 stages to greatness, choosing your future over and over and over again, what it's going to do is give you a new mental blueprint. How many of you want to know what works? Raise your hands, please. Very good. I know what works. There's no speaker who gets on stage, nowhere on the planet, who's come from my background. I know what it takes to begin to change your world. How many of you have ever eaten sugar cane? Raise your hands, please. It's my brother and I eating sugar cane. You can see we were not born with a silver spoon in our mouths. And this is Donald Trump. Donald, he wrote a book with Robert Kiyosaki called We Want You to Be Rich. But one of the things he doesn't talk about is his father gave him $200 million for his dream. How many of you know if someone gives you $200 million to pursue your dream, you got a good shot? Raise your hand. My mama gave us 2 pieces of sugar cane. I want to ask you a question. I want you to be sincere. If I, along with Donald Trump, we came here and said, we're going to have a seminar. And Donald said, I want to teach you how to become a millionaire. And I tell you, I'm going to teach you how to become a millionaire. I've done it over 60 times. Who would you want to teach you how to become a millionaire? Why would you want me to teach you? Because I earned it. No one gave it to me. And the reason that you said yes to this business, that you've decided somewhere in your heart of hearts that you want something more for yourself. The majority of people who you meet, they don't know the 40-40 plan is gone, where you can go to college and graduate and get a job and work 40 hours a week for 40 years. That day is gone. And most people don't know that you have to reinvent yourself. I don't care what your performance is on a job. A friend of mine got a promotion the other day, and then 3 days later, he received an email that said he was laid off. There's no such thing as job security. And so there's something in you that says, I'm going to secure my own future. I'm going to become an entrepreneur. I'm going to control my own financial destiny. And I want you to know that you're different. You are unique. You are not common. And you're going to face a lot of rejection. A lot of friends will say, oh, that's some pyramid scheme. I've done that. You are uncommon. One great American said, I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take a calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the still calm of utopia. I would never cower before any master or bend to any threat. It's my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done. You are here because you're uncommon. You are here because you're so there's something in you that's different, that's unique, that many of your friends and family members will not be able to relate to. Dr. Howard Thurman, come forth, sir. He said, there's something in each and every one of you that waits and listens to the voice of the genuine in yourself. It will be perhaps the only guide you will ever have. And if you cannot hear it, all of your life, your days will be spent on the ends of strings that somebody else pulls. And I submit to you that you invested in yourself and prepared. Some of you flew in, some of you drove hundreds of miles because there's something in you that says, I'm going to pull my own strings. There's something in you that says, I'm going to control my own destiny. Give yourselves a round of applause. And so, working on your mind, listening to motivational messages on a regular basis, it will change your life. When I was working on Miami Beach with my mother when she was cleaning homes, I remember Mr. Sidersky would yell, Leslie, come in here and clean my shoes. I want to see my face. And he was a very loud and belligerent guy, but he was a good guy, really lacking, man. And his wife said, don't talk to him like that. That's so rude, and particularly when you do it in front of our guests. He said, look at my shoes, he can do better than that. And the truth of the matter was that I could have done it better. And I deliberately did not. And the reason I did not was because Mr. Sidersky had a ritual in the morning. He would listen to motivational messages. And while I was shining his shoes, that gave me an opportunity to be exposed to it. And it trained my mind. This is why I want you to follow the example of what I've done. I listened to Earl Nightingale. All of us are self-made, but only the successful will admit it. Jim Rohn, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Zig Ziglar, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. Winston Churchill, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but at the end, there it is. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, you have a powerful tool, your thoughts. Don't allow your negative thoughts to hold you back. You have a mind that you can control your future. As I listen to these men and various people on a regular basis, it changed my world. It began to expand my mind and what was possible for me. As you, being a part of this business, being around other people, there are several things that's important for you to achieve your goals. One is to restructure your thinking. Dr. Carter G. Woodson said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you'll never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said, if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. The people that you're going to be talking to, these individuals, their minds have been structured and influenced by their environment, and they don't even know. And they don't know that they don't know. And you're coming in, bringing them a tool, a vehicle that can lead them out of where they are. How people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. And when you come in, you're doing something that's different. Write this down. Distract, dispute, and inspire. They have a story, and they're living that story. And when you come and you make a presentation and you tell them about yourself, you distract them from their story, what psychologists call their self-explanatory style. And as a result of your presentation and the execution of it strategically and experientially, you disrupt their limited belief system and begin to give them a vision of themselves beyond a job. Give them a vision of themselves beyond the journey of the broke. Distract, dispute, and inspire. And you, as a result of your entrepreneurial skills, as a result of your communicating from your heart, as a result of your showing up in their lives. You inspire them to become, as Mother Teresa would say, to become a pencil in the hand of God, to start writing a new chapter with their lives. There are people who, as a result of you, there are people because of your concern, people because of your heart, people because of your vision. It's going to save their lives. It's going to allow them to expand their world of living from a place of faith as opposed to a place of fear, where 86% of America is going to jobs that they hate, where on Monday morning the heart attack rate increases by 35% because of the stress, and because of you showing up, because of the entrepreneur in you, because of your determination, because of your drive, because of your dedication to create a new life and building a business and giving them the tools that will allow them to live the American dream. You're going to change millions of lives. Give yourselves a round of applause. Come on, bring your hands up along. So part of what I'm doing is teaching people how to tell their story. I started off telling my story. I used to be a disc jockey. And all of you here, you're creating a new story with your life. I want you to go to lesbrownmotivation.com. And you're going to see a series of videos, absolutely free, showing you techniques and strategies and how to strategically present yourself so that you can grow your organization, so that you can increase your retention, so that you can begin to individually and collectively influence and impact people's lives. How many of you like to learn how to do that? Raise your hands, please. Very good. It's major in building a business. Your ability to communicate. Write this down. Communicate from the heart. The reason that a lot of people get in this business and they fail is because they're communicating from their head. They start conversations talking about the business, giving information on the product. If information could change people, everybody would be skinny, rich, and happy. You want to learn how to communicate from your heart. Why? Because when you're talking to people individually, on the phone, small groups to large groups, people are asking three questions. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? That's what they're asking. Who are you? Because they do business with people they know, like, and trust. Who are you? What do you have? And why should I care? And you must be strategic and experiential. You must learn to listen to them and never, write this down, never allow what you want to say get in the way of what a person needs to hear. You want to listen to them. Find out what's stressing them out. What is it that they value? What's important to them, not to you? They can smell commission breath. That you're just trying to get them in your down line. They can tell the hustle, the game. But people, as Zig would say, that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And this is a hard business, H-A-R-D or H-E-A-R-T. And I can tell you based upon my experience, when you communicate from the heart about your story of who you are and what moves you and what drives you, people will respond. I was a state legislator in Columbus, Ohio. One of my brothers called me. Oh, Columbus in the house. And they called me and said, Leslie, we're going to put Mom in a nursing home. I said, why? She has breast cancer and she can't take care of herself. I said, no. They said, we knew you would say that. Get on the phone, Margaret Ann. Get on the phone. But I said, listen to me. I don't care. Leslie, we've seen the best nursing home in all of Dane County. I said, did you hear me? She had a problem. How can one woman take care of 7 children who could take care of themselves, but 7 grown people couldn't take care of one woman? I had a problem with that. And they weren't being mean or inconsiderate, but they knew they didn't have the financial resources. I was in a conference the other day, and the guy said, all of us are just one surgery from bankruptcy. Most people don't know who'll say no to you. They don't know. One sickness can wipe you out. They don't know. It's better to have money and not need it than to need it and not have it. They don't know. Many of you young people, trust me on this, between 40 and 60, all hell breaks loose. Things happen to you, and things happen to people you care about. Between 40 and 60, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Between 40 and 60, my mother died of breast cancer. Between 40 and 60, my best friend died waiting on a liver transplant. Between 40 and 60, I had a nationally syndicated talk show that was canceled. Between 40 and 60, a whole lot of things happen. It's called life. How many have already gone through some storms? Raise your hands, please. And so what this opportunity does, one, helps you to develop and expand your mind. Two, write this down, expand your skill set. Learning the skill set for this new economy, this global economy that the late Peter Drucker calls accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. You're going to learn the skills that most people don't realize, that in the next 10 years, 1/3 of the jobs that exist today will not exist. 1/3. 67% of the jobs will be permanent part-time jobs with no health benefits. So you are a visionary. You're taking some active steps to be ahead of the game to control your own financial future. And so you're going to learn how to tell your story so when people hear you speak, they will leave your presence feeling better about themselves, but talking about you. Michael Jordan was a championship player when he went to the Chicago Bulls, but he didn't win a championship until Phil Jackson came along. It's very important that you follow the system and follow your leadership. It's very important for you to have people in your life who can see what you can't see. This Les Brown here that you see, I didn't know I can do it. This young lady, she just won the French Open. I admire her. She's so encouraging. Serena Williams. Let me tell you what blew my mind. When she won her 3rd French Open, she accepted it and she spoke French fluently. Write this down. I expect to build my business. That's a level of absolute faith. She was practicing, preparing for the French Open, and then got a French tutor to teach her how to speak French fluently because she said she was going to win. So I'm suggesting to you, start working on your acceptance speech for your outstanding performance. I'm suggesting to you, start thinking about what is it you're going to say when you get up on stage for your accomplishment, for building an extraordinary organization. I'm saying to you that as you think about this business and think about this year, what is it you're going to be able to stand up and say proudly as people ask about your leadership skills and about your dedication, about your discipline and your focus? How did you get here? What did you do? I'm saying start preparing the message of what you're going to say, your acceptance of this new you, this new life in you that's waiting to be expressed. Come on, applaud your dream, applaud your dream right now. And so, as you think about your goals, this guy, Mike Williams, I was at WVKO radio station in Columbus, Ohio. He said, hey, Brownie. I had a big afro and dashiki. Hey, Brownie, yes. You're more than a disc jockey. What do you mean? You can speak for corporations and organizations. I said, wait a minute, Mike, I'm a disc jockey. This is what I do. How many of you had somebody see something in you that you didn't see in yourself? Raise your hands, please. And that was me. He said, man, you like to travel. You can do that. You go to these seminars and workshops. You know why? I said, why? Because that's you, Brownie. You can do that. Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, there's more life in you that wants to live. Do that right now. There's more life in you that wants to live.
More life in you than wants to live. More life in you than wants to live.
How many of you know that if you had your life to live over again, you could have done more than what you've done thus far? Raise your hands, please. Now, that proves the point that what we do and what we accomplish in life is only a tip of the iceberg of what's possible for you. When I had you shake someone's hand on the statement of there's more life in you that wants to live, because of that conversation with him, I became an entrepreneur. I started booking concerts, and we brought these little guys to Columbus, Ohio. Woo! I didn't know who they were going to become. They didn't know who I was going to become. That's 1973. That's Michael Jackson at 10. That's me standing in the back. When you shook the person's hands next to you on your right and left, you don't know whose hand you just shook. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor is it in the heart of mankind what God has in store for you and for that person. You shook the hand of greatness there. And as you have great expectations for each other, you're going to discover a part of yourself that you don't know. And it's very important that you die to who you are now to give birth to who you must become. And so how many like to make a difference in your community? Raise your hands, please. Very good. When you go to Motivation.com, you'll see these presentations. I want you to study them. I want to make a difference in my community. Mike Williams changed my vision of myself. And I ran for the Ohio legislature. I just started my multi-level marketing business as a result of my presenting on a regular basis. It gave me confidence. It taught me skills by Robert Boyd and how to present and to build your organization. And as a result, I was elected to the Ohio legislature, became the chairman of the Human Resource Committee, and was able to make a difference in my community. And I had no idea I had the ability to do this. Mr. Washington, I eulogized him a few months ago. Young man, yes sir, go to the board and work that problem out for me. Oh, I can't do that, sir. Why not? I'm not one of your students. Look at me, yes sir. Yes sir. Go to the board and do it anyhow. I can't. The other students started laughing. He's Leslie. He's got a twin brother, Wesley. His brother's smart. He's DT. What's DT? He's the dumb twin. And the kids laughed, as some of you did. And I said, I am, sir. He came from behind his desk, he looked at me. He said, don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And that was a turning point in my life. On one hand, I was humiliated, but on the other hand, I was liberated. Because he looked at me with the eyes of Goethe, who said, look at a man the way that he is, he only becomes worse. But look at him as if he were what he could be, then he becomes what he should be. And he taught me, he said, you must develop your mind and develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. How many of you want to learn how to develop your communication skills? Raise your hands, please. When you go to Motivation.com, we're going to send you some information. How many of you like for me to be your mentor to teach you how to do that? Fantastic. We're going to show you how you can begin to make a difference. And so I want to know, why are you here? What drives you? This is my mother. I took care of her. I bought her 4 different homes until she's 89. This is what my life is about. I wanted to make her proud. The neighbors, you said, Mamie, why don't you take those kids back to the welfare department? You can't raise them by yourself. And she said, I believe the Lord will make a way somehow. There's some of you who couldn't afford to be here, but then again, you couldn't afford not to be here. But you felt somehow, some way, things are going to work out for me. Things are going to be different for me. And so as you have that level of faith and determination, here's something else you're going to do. Create powerful relationships while you're here. I wanted to meet Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, who wrote The Power of Positive Thinking. I admired him. He spoke from his diaphragm. You have the ability to do more than you could ever begin to imagine. And I got the chance to open for him in Kankakee, Illinois. I never forget, we were backstage talking, and a young guy interrupted the conversation and said, Dr. Peel, how old are you? He said, Sonny, I'm 92. The young man looked at him and said, I don't know if I want to live to be 92. He said, that's because you've never been 91. Dr. Peel was a fast thinker. And right now, as you look at your life, you got to look at the people in your life and ask the question, what is this relationship doing to me? That's what Jim Rohn used to ask. Why? Because who you're around will affect you. You earn within $2,000 to $3,000 of your closest friends. When you decide that you're going to do a business, it's not easy. Many times people who should be there to encourage you, to motivate you, to inspire you, to support you, will say, what are you talking about? They don't have the vision that you have, and they will influence your decision. And I'm suggesting to you that you practice, and write this down, OQP, only quality people. You want to become successful in this business? You want to build an organization of thousands of people? OQP, only quality people. Don't try and convince people to do this business. They either see it or they don't. A person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. OQP, only quality people. Repeat after me, please. Let go.
Let go.
Or be dragged.
Or be dragged.
When you start building a business, you become an entrepreneur. There's some people that you got to let go of. They're seriously not serious. Well, can I change them? No. It's a full-time job changing yourself. There are nourishing relationships and there are toxic relationships. Nourishing relationships, they bring the best out of you. They encourage you. Toxic relationships are dream busters. That's a pyramid, a get-rich-quick scheme. No Amway game. You're going to find those people. Why is it important that I protect myself from those people, Les? MIT did a study. The study indicated, if I tell you you could not do something, sir, somebody else has to come along and say, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, 16 times to neutralize that one time.
Wow.
That's what my favorite book says, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. And so being selective of who you have in your ear, being selective of who you associate with is very important in building a business, because this is your dream. And you're going to take some hits, thinking not strange, that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. There are going to be people who will try and convince you to stop. But let me tell you something. I'll tell you what I know. Had it not been for this business, there's no way that I'd have been able to speak just a month ago in Poland to 25,000 people with a translator. Had it not been for this business, so no way I would have been invited to Switzerland or to Hong Kong or to speak in Japan. Had it not been for this business that taught me how to present myself, how to think on my feet, how to overcome my fear of public speaking, and the positive relationships. Listen to me, your life is going to change. You said yes to this while others said no because they're suffering from possibility blindness. But you said yes because there's greatness in you. You said yes because you know you can do more. You said yes because it's in your destiny to live your greatest life. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let us say together with conviction, you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry. Mr. Washington said, Mr. Brown, what do you want to do with your life, young man? Sir, I want to buy my mother a home. He said, you got to be hungry. I said, what do you mean by that? People that are hungry are willing to do the things that others won't do. Think about that. People that are hungry are willing to do the things others won't do, so they can have tomorrow what others won't have. I resigned from the Ohio legislature and went back to Miami to take care of my mother. When I rung the doorbell, a friend of hers named Mildred was there. She said, Mamie, Leslie's here. And I heard my mother say in the background, I knew he would come. I knew my boy would come. How many of you have somebody in your life that you want to be there for them? Raise your hands, please. Fantastic. This business will help you to do that. The leadership of this organization have integrity, they have vision. They've structured it so that you can grow. That you, because of your efforts, you, because of your development, you, because of your vision, you, because of your dream, you, because of your efforts, just you'll be able to create a new life for yourself. I was hungry not to live an ordinary life. I like to travel. How many of you like to travel? Raise your hands. I like speaking to people. I like making people feel good. And so this will give you an opportunity to make a difference and live a life of impact. And I remember hearing something that grabbed me. After having 238 radiation seed implants and cancer had metastasized to 7 areas of my body, including the bones, these words inspired me by Howard Thurman. Everybody repeat after me. Live full.
Live full.
Die empty.
Die empty.
He said the ideal situation for a man and a woman to die is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghosts of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the gifts, the talents given to you by life, but you, for whatever reason, you never pursued those dreams, you never used those talents, you never used those gifts. And there you are, as you're on your deathbed, those dreams looking at you saying, we came to you. And only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you forever. And the question is, if you died today, what dreams, what ideas, what talents, what abilities will die with you? A friend of mine, Miles Monroe, who died in a plane crash just a few weeks ago, he said the wealthiest place on the planet is not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where they have diamond mines. He said the wealthiest place on the planet is a cemetery. Because there you find potential never realized. There you find dreams never pursued. There you find books never written. There you find ideas and abilities and leadership the world never heard from. Let us say again, live full.
Live full.
Die empty.
Die empty.
And I say to you, you came here. You said yes because you wanted to live a full life. That you are hungry for something else, that you didn't want to be average. But you know that average is over. There's something, a hunger in you that says, I can do more. I can achieve more. And I say to you, you can. Thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established unto you. Everybody hold your right hand up, please. Hold your right hand up. You don't do anything else, do this. Put it in your ear. Put it in your ear. Listen to me. You have greatness within you. You have the ability to do more than you can ever begin to imagine. You were born to be rich. There are people that you're going to attract, people you're going to influence, people whose lives, because of you, because of your voice, your spiritual tribe will hear you, and they will never be the same again. You have greatness within you. God chose you out of 400 million sperm to change the planet. Yes, you were born to be rich and successful and happy. Take your hand out. The reason I had you to do that, I didn't want it to go in one ear and out the other. So, Mr. Washington said, what do you want to do with your life, young man? I said, I want to buy my mother a home. How do you plan to do that? I said, I want to be a disc jockey. He said, you got to be hungry. He said, develop your mind. Develop your communication skills, because once you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. Stay away from negative people. Practice OQP, only quality people. And visualize and see yourself on the air. And expect that to be a part of your reality. I want when you talk to people, have the spirit of expectation, that you expect them to see the vision. You expect them to see the opportunity of a brand new future. And if they see it, fine. If they don't, next, it's okay. And so he said, I've done all I can do for you. You've got to go out into the marketplace. I went to WMBM radio station on Miami Beach. Milton Butterball Smith was the program director. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. He said, young man, you have any journalism in your background? I said, no, sir, I don't. You have any background, experience in radio? No, sir, I don't. But I practice every day. Just give me a shot to audition for you. He said, no. How many have been rejected? Raise your hands, please. I was devastated with rejection. I went back to Mr. Washington. I said, Mr. Washington, they said no. He said, don't take it personally. Most people are so negative, they have to say no 7 times before they say yes. He said, you gotta be hungry. Go back again. So I went back again. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I like to be a disc jockey. He said, I know what your name is. Weren't you here yesterday? I said, yes, sir, I was. Didn't I tell you no yesterday? I said, yes, sir, you did. He said, then why are you back today? I said, sir, I didn't know whether or not somebody was laid off or somebody was fired, sir. He said, well, no one was laid off or fired. Now, get on out of here. I came back the next day, talking loud, looking happy, like I was seeing him for the first time. Hello, Mr. Butterball. How are you, sir? My name is Les Brown, sir. I'd like to be a disc jockey. I know what your name is. Weren't you here the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Didn't I tell you no the last 2 days? Yes, sir. Then why are you back today? Well, sir, I didn't know whether or not someone got sick or someone died, sir. No one got sick or died. No one was laid off or fired. Why don't you come back here again? I came back the next day. Talking loud, looking happy, like I was singing for the first time. I said, hello, Mr. Butterball, how are you? He looked at me with rage. He said, go get me some coffee. I said, yes, sir. My favorite book says the greatest among you will be your servant. Write this down. You're serious about your goals. Provide more service than you get paid for. Don't just go in talking about the business. Listen to people. Ask strategic questions. Build a relationship with them. This is a relationship marketing business. When you show people that you care, when you lead with your heart, you show them that you're concerned about them, that you have an opportunity that can change the course of their lives. All of us have life. The difference is lifestyle, and you're giving them the opportunity to change their lifestyle. When you're authentic and speak from your heart, people can sense that. They will get that. I became the errand boy for the disc jockeys. I'd go get their lunch and their dinner, and I was standing in the control room watching them, working their hands on the control board, knowing my time will come. See yourself walking across this stage, accepting your leadership recognition. See yourself building a powerful organization because of your discipline, because of your commitment. See yourself building an organization that you can help your family and friends begin to create a new future for themselves in this global economy. This will happen twice, first in your mind and then and without. And so as I was there at the radio station, I would serve the guys. I wanted them to know that I was there for them, that I was a resource. I remember one day at the weekend, they went out to the parking lot and their cars were waxed and clean, inside out. They said, hey, who did this? I said, I did, sir. How much do you charge? I said, nothing. Write this down. I was building a relationship of trust. Building a relationship of trust. People need to know, can I trust you? Just want to get my foot in the door. He said, look here, Donna Ross and the Supremes are coming to town. The Four Tops and the Temptations. Here are my car keys. Go pick them up and take them to the Fontainebleau Hotel on Miami Beach. I said, it'd be my pleasure, sir. I would drive these entertainers on Miami Beach in the disc jockeys' big long Cadillacs. I didn't have a driver's license, but I was driving like I had so. Then one day, it was a Saturday afternoon, A disc jockey by the name of Rockin' Roger was drinking while he was on the air. It's a Saturday afternoon. He began to stutter his words. He almost fell off the chair. I was the only one there looking at him through the control room. Walking back and forth. Young, ready, and hungry. I was saying, drink, rock, drink. Drink, rock. I'd have gone get him some more if he'd asked me. Then pretty soon the phone rang. It was the general manager. And I answered the phone. I said, hello? He said, young boy, this is Mr. Klein. I said, I know. He said, Rock can't finish his program. I said, I know. He said, will you call one of the other DJs in? I said, yes, sir. I hung the phone up and said, now he must think I'm crazy. I called my mom and my girlfriend, Cassandra. I said, y'all come out on the front porch and turn on the radio. I'm about to come on the air. I waited for about 20 minutes and I called him back and said, Mr. Klein, I can't find nobody. He said, young boy, you know how to work the controls? I said, yes, sir. He said, go in there and segue the record, but don't you say nothing here. I said, yes, sir. I couldn't wait to get old Rock out of the way. I put on a fast record and said, look out, this is me, LB, Triple P. Let's round your platter playing pop. There were none before me and there will be none after me. Therefore, that makes me the one and only. Young and single and love to mingle, certified, bona fide, duly qualified to bring you satisfaction and a whole lot of action. Look out, baby, I'm your love man. I want you to shake the hands of about 4 people around you and say, you gotta be hungry, you gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry. You gotta be hungry. Let's go.
Gotta be hungry.
Gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry. Gotta be hungry, right?
People that are hungry are willing to do the things that others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have. People that are hungry believe always strive to get on top in life because it's the bottom that's overcrowded. People that are hungry know this business, it's a hard business. And people that are hungry know if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. And you knew this would not be easy. But there's something in you that says, I want to control my own destiny. Something in you that says, I'm tired of being stressed out with the politics on the job. It's something in you that says, there's no future here. This is not me. I must create something else. I don't know what you want to do. We have a table that we have our products that we call Mind Power. Make sure you get for yourself and people in your organization. If you're serious about developing your leadership, if you're serious about increasing your retention, growing your organization, choosing your future, 4 stages of greatness. It's usually $294 today. You get for the investment of $197. And I want to leave this with you. We need more voices of hope. And you are those voices. When there's hope in the future that gives you power in the present. You, the leadership here in this organization, committed to helping people to develop a sense of health and wellness. You, the leadership in the vehicle here, helping people to develop the skill set to control their own personal economy. You have the ability and the heart and the energy and the vision to help save lives, to change people's lives. You have something special. You have greatness within you. I'd like to leave this with you. That my mother used to love to hear me say, Mama was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. She said, Leslie, yes ma'am, Mama. Say that thing for me, boy, that makes me feel good. I said, yes ma'am, Mama. I will. I will. And I dedicate this to you and to your dream. At times you're going to want to give up. At times the toxic, negative people around you get to you. And I want you to remember these words. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, for all that you dream and scheme is about it, life seems useless and worthless without it. And if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famine shall go, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. Yeah. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. You have something special. You have greatness within you.